What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Maverick Postgame, the one and only best show on campus. We hope some of you got to see some of our athletics this past week. If not, don't worry, because today we got another full show for you today as baseball falls in a devastating loss against CSU Pueblo.
And softball completes another weekend sweep.
Plus, men's lacrosse suffer a one-goal loss.
And women's lacrosse score 14 unanswered goals in a win over Pueblo.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I'm Isaac Klein.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics. Roll it!
Hello everyone, once again, I'm Isaac Klein.
And I'm Grace Metcalf. Let's hop right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place this week here at CMU. The number 13 Colorado Mesa baseball team fell just short of completing the 4-game sweep of visiting Chico State on Sunday afternoon, falling 12-9 in 10 innings at the Diamond at the Bus Bergman Sports Complex. Colorado Mesa trailed by 2 entering the bottom of the 7th inning and used the long ball to get back into it. Brent Renteria hit his second home run of the game, a no-doubter to left center field for his third home run of the season, which cut the lead to 9-8 at the time. He also hit a home run to left field in the bottom of the second inning that tied the game. He finished the game 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and 2 runs driven in, along with the 2 round trippers. The Mavericks tied it up in the 8th inning on a solo home run by Robert Sherrar. The senior saw a 2-0 pitch and sent it into the batter's eye in center field for his 17th home run of the season and tied the game at 9-9. Sherrar finished the game 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 runs driven in with a double and a home run. Unfortunately, the Wildcats were able to score 3 runs in the top of the 10th inning and were able to get a 0 in the bottom half of the inning. As a team, the Mavericks did not perform as best as they could. The series finale was a sloppy one for both sides as a total of 7 errors were made along with a combined 20 walks issued by the pitching staffs.
The winning streak swelled to 25 games for the Colorado Mesa softball team with a 10-1 and 8-0 doubleheader sweep of MSU Denver on Sunday. Mesa's bats were anything but silent, stringing together base hits and putting pressure on the Roadrunners' defense, which committed 3 errors in the first game and 2 more in the second. The first error led to 4 runs when catcher's interference was called on a ground out by Ileana Mendoza, which would have ended the first inning. Instead, Dissler scored on the error and Michaela Westmoreland singled off the pitcher to get 2 runs home when the ball careened between first and second. Westmoreland stole second with the throw glancing off of her helmet and into the outfield, allowing Mendoza to score. Mendoza added a 2-run double in the 5th after the Roadrunners scored their only run of the day in the second inning. Mendoza, Ava Fugate, Chloe Valdez, and Westmoreland each had 2 RBIs, with Mendoza's double the only extra base hit for CMU in the 6th inning run rule decision, pitching ruled for the day for the Mavericks. With Presley Christensen improving to 13-3, scattering 7 hits, walking 1, and striking out 2, she had the Roadrunners hitting routine fly balls for 13 outs with 3 groundouts. As a team, the Mavericks had only 2 extra base hits on the day, 2 doubles and 1 home run out of 25 total hits. The home run, a 3rd inning solo shot by Ali Dissler in the final game of the series, was number 99 on the season for the Mavericks, one of the program's records, 13 off the RMAC record and 15 shy of the Division II mark.
The Colorado Mesa men's lacrosse team came up short in a topsy-turvy game against RMAC rivals Westminster, but a late goal made things very interesting for tiebreaker purposes. With a 13-12 win, Westminster defeated the Mavericks for the first time in the last 6 meetings between the 2 schools, but Deuce goal with 17 seconds left cut the CMU deficit from 2 goals to just 1. This lacrosse contest was a game of runs. Colorado Mesa scored 3 of the game's first 4 goals, with Brummett scoring unassisted and Dylan Plus scoring twice to give CMU a 3-1 lead. From 9 minutes to 3 minutes and 37 seconds in the first quarter. However, Westminster ripped up a 6-0 scoring run with Merritt McMahon punctuating the run by completing a hat trick to make it 7-3 Griffins. Colorado Mesa counterpunched over the next 15 minutes. Micah Payton and Braden Lowe scored to pull CMU within 2 at the end of the first quarter before the Mavericks scored 4 straight to open the second quarter. JJ Brummett completed his hat trick to give CMU an 8-7 lead, and 20 seconds later, Dylan Checkett scored unassisted off a face-off win to put the Mavericks up by 2. Westminster's Skylar Weathers scored with a minute and 25 seconds left in the first half to make it a 1-goal Maverick lead at the half. Westminster owned the third quarter, outscoring the Mavs 4-1 in the third period. The Griffins received 2 more goals from Merritt McMahon, who finished the game with a game-high 6 goals and 7 points after relative offensive fireworks, with 22 goals being scored in the game's first 3 quarters. That trend seemed poised to continue after Hunter Holcomb and McMahon traded goals within the opening minute of the fourth quarter to give Westminster a 13-11 lead. Instead, the defenses took control, with both schools being held scoreless from 14 minutes and 22 seconds in the fourth quarter until Krischek's goal with just 17 seconds left to play.
Colorado Mesa women's lacrosse scored 14 unanswered goals over nearly 50 minutes of game time, as Carolyn Ongamak's 7 points led the Mavericks in a 16-3 win over CSU Pueblo from Community Hospital Unity Field. The Mavericks controlled possession and were relentless in their defense. Despite a relatively slim advantage of 12-9 in draw controls, the Mavericks forced 25 turnovers and grabbed 30 ground balls to CSUP's 16. Colorado Mesa went a perfect 22 for 22 on clear attempts, while the Pack were only 16 for 23. The Thunderwolves got off to a good start. After Wennerstrom got the Mavericks on the board 48 seconds into the game, CSU Pueblo scored back-to-back goals via Reese Wasmond and Sedona Sargent to take the 2-1 lead over the Mavs. The outright lead was short-lived, however, as Justine Anderson scored her 36th goal of the season just 33 seconds later to tie the score at 2-2. The goal was unassuming at the time, as neither team would score for the next 3.5 minutes. But as it turned out, Anderson's goal would kick off a 14-0 scoring run for CMU, as the Mavericks would hold the Thunderwolves scoreless until they were under 2 minutes to play in the game.
The Colorado Mesa women's golf team finished up regular season play as they hosted the Maverick Challenge at Tierra Rado Golf Course on Saturday and Sunday afternoon. The Mavericks defeated Adams State in the challenge, as both teams were originally scheduled to compete in South Dakota, but weather and postponements changed those plans. The Mavericks shot 306 in their first round on Saturday before facing windier and tougher conditions in Sunday's final round, where they shot a 331. They defeated the Grizzlies in what turned out to be a duel 637-767.
Colorado Mesa won both the men's and women's team scoring portions of the Maverick Invite No. 2, cementing its status as a contender ahead of the RMAC Outdoor Championships in 2 weeks at the CMU Track and Field Complex. The Maverick women finished in first place out of 7 schools with 126 points. They won 6 events, snared 5 NCAA provisional marks, and set 2 new facility records. The men were first out of 6 schools with 125 points. The Maverick men won 7 events and also set 4 NCAA provisional qualifying marks and set 2 new facility records as well. The Mavericks primarily dominated in sprinting and jumping events, winning both 4x100 relays, both high jumps, and both triple jumps, as well as the men's 100 and long jump.
Colorado Mesa Beach Volleyball suffered a semifinal loss to Tampa, the top-ranked team in the nation, but rebounded for a narrow win over St. Leo to secure a third-place finish at the AVCA Small College Beach Championships. Hani Johnson and Amanda Olinger closed out their Maverick careers with a 2-0 day for CMU, providing the Mavs' only win in the 3-1 loss to Tampa and the only win on the top three courts in the 3-2 win over St. Leo. This is the third consecutive podium finish in this tournament for the Mavericks, who won the title here 2 years ago and lost to Tampa in the championship game last year.
Colorado Mesa men's tennis finished out its season with a 1-1 afternoon from the Elliott Tennis Center. As the Mavericks defeated Colorado College 6-1 before falling to MSU Denver 4-3, Jorge Abreu punctuated his senior day with 2 singles wins on the day, while William Lessig and Emil Holtman also went 2-0 in singles. All 3 of CMU's doubles pairings went 1-1 across the 2 duels, with the Mavericks taking 2 of the 3 to win the doubles point against the Tigers and winning 1 of 3 matches to drop the point against the Roadrunners. The Maverick men finished the 2023-24 campaign with a record of 8-14, winning 3 of their final 6 matches. Since the earlier announcement that CMU was not among the 8 Pac-West programs selected for the conference tournament, today's 2 duels conclude the Mavericks season.
The Colorado Mesa women's tennis split a pair of home duels Saturday in their final preparation prior to the Pacific West Conference Tennis Championships next weekend. The Mavericks defeated Colorado College 5-2 before falling to MSU Denver 4-3. Juliana Campos, Kristen Thomas, and Delia Meyer all went 3-1 on the day for CMU, including wins in both singles matches against both the Tigers and Roadrunners. Campos was also one of 2 Maverick women's tennis seniors honored on senior day between the 2 duels alongside Izzy Coman. With the win and the loss, the Maverick women are now 12-14 on the season, falling to 0-2 against MSU Denver this season and beating Colorado College for the 17th consecutive duel. Against CC, the Mavericks cruised to a doubles point victory with CMU's #1 duo of Izzy Coman and McKenna Livingston and #2 duo of Devin Rodriguez and Juliana Campos, each winning 6-1, while Kristen Thomas and Delia Meyer won 6-2 on the court 3. Now that we have recapped some of the games, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Olivia Reed. Olivia made a clean sweep of All-America awards to cap her stellar sophomore season for the Colorado Mesa women's basketball team. She was named to the College Sports Communicators Academic All-America team. The forward from Windsor was selected to the 3rd team, her first Academic All-America award. Olivia is the 5th player from the CMU women's program to earn Academic All-America honors, joining Tanya Stites, a first-team selection in 1994. Congratulations, Olivia, for your outstanding performance. You are Maverick of the Week. We are now at the end of our show, and it is time for our closing statements. My closing thought is on the new coach. Colorado Mesa University has named RMAC Hall of Famer Mike Dunlap as the university's new head men's basketball coach. Director of Athletics Joan McDermott announced on April 15th, Dunlap will bring an extensive and decorated coaching resume to Grand Junction, highlighted by 2 NCAA Division II national championships, 10 combined regular season and tournament RMAC titles, 6 seasons in NCAA Division I, and 1 season in the NBA as a head coach, as well as an NBA championship as an assistant coach.
That is exciting. My closing thoughts are on the women's wrestling team. The National Wrestling Coaches Association announced their Scholar All-America women's wrestling teams, where they had CMU at number 5 on the list. It's really incredible.
That is really cool. And now that we have wrapped up all the action from this week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you everyone so much for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I've been Isaac Klein.
Be sure to go check out our channel, 62.2, for more games and updates. We'll catch you next week on all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or two, and of course, have yourselves a amazing day.